Morning, welcome to the day. If you've got some gratitude, this is the place to say. Hi, good morning, welcome. I am John Halcyon-Stin. This is Love Morning, and it's going to be a brief one. Sometimes I got pep in my step and jolly vibes in my heart, and sometimes I try to just come online because I have committed to it, and it's a practice, like going to a yoga class when you don't feel like it. Or you feel your body is just hurting, but you feel like maybe it'd be good for you to do yoga anyway. So, this is a daily practice of gratitude and focusing on connection and remembering that we have the opportunity to be role models to ourselves and to others of kindness and connection and gratitude. And sometimes we can be bold examples of that in the world, and sometimes we just got to take care of ourselves and practice self-care. And I think I am in a self-care day. Good morning, Brent. If you're here and want to say hello, please do. Let us know something you're grateful for or whatever's on your mind. Would love to hear it. I had a epidural steroid shot on Monday with the idea that you can only get them one or two times before it starts to be a little risky, dangerous. But most people suggested it's not a bad idea to get one to move through the pain so that I can start doing physical therapy and stuff. And I have promised my partner that I will not reevaluate how I'm feeling until Saturday. That being said, as I check in, as I do every day, and I wake up in the morning, I will not try not to dig deep into it, but I'm on the edge of distress because I felt like day 1 and 2, I started to feel a little bit better. And then I hurt myself Tuesday night and I have not felt better since. No, Wednesday night. Yeah. So I feel about how I felt before I got the shot. Maybe something miraculous will happen today. I'm holding space for that to happen, but in the absence of that, it is hard not to future trip and think about what does that mean for my future. So I'm quite aware of my shoulder in this moment, quite aware of it as I woke up through the night to sleep. And I'm quite aware that as I look at the day ahead, like I don't want to have too much coffee because I don't want to do. I'm back into the headspace of I need to stay in bed, lie on my back, and watch TV, maybe indefinitely. So I'm gonna just stay. That's my plan for the day: is take care of myself today and not try to future trip too much. But I am grateful that I have the luxury where I can do that. I do not need to go out and do physical labor so that I can pay my rent. I have the luxury of rest. So I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful that my partner, Lisa, is being so compassionate and kind and is doing so much extra work in taking care of our home and me. So I'm so grateful for those things. It is a big challenge to let go into this helplessness place. We had a long, beautiful talk last night about the difficulty of receiving. And one of the things that I as we talked through it, I at first I was thinking like, I thought I felt bad because I felt like there's a limited reservoir of energy that she could be giving to me as she's trying to be nice to me and do things for me. And I didn't want to use up the reservoir. But the more we talked about gifting and yes, there's always a limit to the energy, but there's also a joy and a purpose to being there for the people you love. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, it's not so much that I think I'll run out the well necessarily. It's that I feel bad when I can't give the beautiful gifting experience, the loop of you give to someone, they appreciate it, you make them happy, and that makes you happy. But when I am in this place and it hurts and a nice thing is done to me, but it doesn't make me feel any better or just a little bit better, and I'm still frustrated and in pain, it's not as satisfying a gifting experience for the giver. And I know that. And so it's like it's hard to receive a gift that you know is not going to just go, all right, thank you. I want to be that person that makes gifting feel great. And it's not easy for me right now. I'm trying not to go into really bad places and be a demonstrator of like of of torpedoing good moods. But that's something we talked about too. I'm like, we know each other well enough that she said, like, sometimes if she is in a bad place, I will kind of confront and say, are you sure you want to be thinking this thought? That sounds like, and she says, I have not done that with you because of your tendencies. And I know my tendency is if I am like last night, the last 2 nights I've had moments like I had a moment where I was trying to get ice out of the freezer, and as I was trying to fumble for the ice, a bunch of frozen things fell out of the freezer onto the ground on a big block of like frozen meat, smashed my toe. And I was like, I was so close to just like throwing and breaking something. I just was like, and I sat on the floor, and Lisa called out for me, and I'm like, I just need a minute. And I know that when I am like on the edge, there's a part of me that wants to dig in deep. So if she would have said, hey, remember, this is just day 3 and you're getting like, my mind doesn't go, you're right, I'm overreacting. My mind likes to say, ooh, here's an obstacle. Here's something to fight against. And I go, yeah, but it's been 3 days. And this is, and I would start to make my case for why I should be upset or depressed. And so, that's just good. And so we talked about that. Like, look, hey, no, that is, I know I have that tendency. So I'll apologize in advance for doing it. And you can know that when I'm agitated, sometimes space is what I need. And she asked me, I think it was this morning or last night, like, you need anything or just need space? I'm like, I need a minute. So I am, I'm so okay with this as long as it is temporary. But the uncertainty of time sure makes it hard, and the possibility of forever sure makes it hard. But is it possible that this will be gone someday? It's possible. So I will hold on to that. So good morning, Brent and Razorblade and Bob. Hello to you, and Gerbot and Neck and Christopher. Hello, and Terry and Pierre and Brady and Dowgirl. See, this too shall pass, says Gerbot. And it's like, maybe, bone spurs in the neck are permanent. There's no treatment for that. So I have the developing of bone spurs in my spine. So that combined with the bulging disc is what is putting pressure on my nerve. And so is it possible that I can have through traction and diet, reduce inflammation enough so I can live in a place without pain? It's possible. And it's possible that this will be a chronic condition for me. They'll continue to re-injure it over and over for the rest of my life. So maybe. Welcome, Sonder. Hello, Moosecock. So Brady's saying, I've given my love and service at times when it was extremely meaningful to me and triggered insecurity of the other. It was still extremely meaningful and rewarding for me. Thank you. Beautiful. Good morning, Joyous. Bob saying, it is often very hard for people who give so much to receive. And it's interesting. I think that I actually, it's different types. It's interesting the types of receiving, like I actually have received an immense amount of during this chapter. I've had physicians outside of my insurance network work on me pro bono during the last couple months and treat me, and I've had I've received all sorts of help, and I like to receive things and gifts, and I almost think it's easier for me to receive when I am giving, because it's that I feel like, hey, I'm contributing and I'm taking, but right now I feel like I'm just taking more and the balance is off. And that is a different type of integration, different type of receiving for me. Razorblade is grateful to be here and sharing this beautiful space. I'm so glad that you're here. Neck is grateful for the Pittsburghers meetup. Good to see friends. Cool. I am grateful that Lisa and I went to go see the movie Poor Things last night. Anyone else seen that or heard about it? I'd heard it was fantastic, and I saw that the lead actress was up for Best Actress when Barbie was not, so I was curious. I was also curious if it was a comedic role, because one of the arguments about why Barbie wasn't nominated as Best Actress is because comedic roles are rarely nominated as a Best Actress award or actor. So I was just curious, and I really had heard good things, and it was wonderful. Not at all what I expected, and I don't know how much I should even say about it, but it was almost like a surreal, like a psychedelic experience of like, it felt like altered after I watched the movie a little bit, and there's some really wonderful philosophical buttons pushed, and it was far more sexual than I expected. Incredibly so. It's not a movie you would want to go to with your parents unless you've got a very interesting relationship with your parents. Joyous is grateful for being brave, grateful for being seen, grateful for phone calls before bed. Nice. Ming Ming says, this is exactly what I needed to hear. I don't feel so alone, and for that, I am grateful for you and this platform, especially today. Well, that feels good to hear. Last night, as my mind was spiraling down, I was feeling like, I don't know, I feel less, I feel like I have less to give right now. I feel like I have less reason to be speaking publicly or doing social media. I've definitely been thinking of reducing, and I have been reducing the amount of posting I've been doing, partially because using my hands on the computer is hard on my shoulder and back. But also, like, I'm an infant in this chapter that I'm in right now, and I don't have the energy, and I don't have this inspiring spark in me right now. And so I guess I need to read some more Pema Chodron and see what is it like. If you're familiar with her, she speaks about suffering a lot, and I always was kind of like, I don't want to read about suffering all the time, but maybe maybe I need to change my curriculum. If you are here and have not said hello, would love to hear what you're grateful for. Good morning, Michelle. Nice to see you. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you, Gerbot. I appreciate that. I feel, yeah, I don't know. Hi, Mary. Thank you so much. Brady saying the imbalance of exchange in your giving and receiving can be seen as a down payment towards the peace you will likely reveal to others in the future. And I like that idea. Bob reminding that giving and gifting is given with no expectations of return. And that's, Lisa said that last night. He goes, well, it's not a gift if I am expecting something. I'm like, I know. And it's not that I feel the need to give back. It's just that I want someone to feel good about giving. In the same way, like if you offer me a sticker and I don't know if I am going to put it anywhere, and I'm still, I mean, you can tell me this is wrong, but I'm still going to say thank you so much. I love it. I appreciate it because I'm loving and appreciating the gesture, and I'm feeling the gifting energy that you're giving me in this exchange. So I don't want to be a person who's like, I don't think I like that sticker, or I wouldn't like. Sometimes I will say if it's like someone has a piece of clothing, like someone wants to give me a red shirt, I'm like, oh, and this is a challenge. I'm like, I love this design. It's so cool. I'm touched that you would give it to me, but I'm probably not going to wear a red shirt. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't wear a red shirt. So why don't you give it to someone else, and I'll just say thank you for the thought. But that takes energy to do that, when I'm not feeling good and someone offered me, like Lisa will sometimes offer me like a little traction back massage thing where she like pulls on my neck a little bit and kind of does this massage in my neck. And it's hard for me to accept it because it doesn't always feel good. And I don't want to say yes and then be like, you know what? Actually, not now. That doesn't feel good for her. So I got to like practice, and I don't have the energy to be like, oh, this feels so good. But I think I'd prefer not to be massaged right now. Thank you. Like, I just don't have that in me. Thank you, Dow Girl. Oops. Moosecock saying that knowing how to receive a gift is not intuitive as a grown-up. True. Carrie is grateful. I've been so consistent with my daily devotional practice and sobriety since January 1. Congrats, as we're hitting the end of January pretty soon. Nice. Well, I appreciate all the thoughts and perspectives. Mary says, gifting others sparks joy in me because no material thing is my source. While I appreciate my privilege, I enjoy the act of gifting with zero strings attached. Love that you can receive. Well, I appreciate everyone's thoughts and suggestions, and I am going to try to move as little as possible today. I'm actually not in pain in this very moment, so maybe I will sit here for a bit. I've got a new ball chair, so I'll just sit on my ball chair. Boing, boing, boing. Hey, Tall Paul. Tall Paul is grateful that I can drive and walk. Excellent. That's that's the kind of perspective I got to get in. I am grateful that I can walk, and I'm grateful that I can drive. And I'm grateful that if I don't turn my head to my side, I can sneeze. But if I do turn to my head when I sneeze, it hurts very badly, which is so hard to get used to, because I'm used to, like, if you sneeze, you turn your head and cough in. But if I sneeze right now, or I have to go straight forward and try not to, just try to minimize the constriction or the obstacle of tension, just let it out. Recovery is possible. Yep. And it's true. I was recently told that nerve injuries can take months, but I decided I was doing everything I could to speed it up, and spending quite a bit of money, with seeing 5 different practitioners. But maybe I just need to stay in bed and do nothing. Maybe rather than try to heal, I just gotta wait. All right. So I will see you soon. Before we go, let's have a hug. Let's give ourselves a big squeeze and appreciate this moment. Appreciate the opportunity to share perspectives and support to one another, knowing that this too shall pass at some level, whether it's the thing itself or the thoughts around the thing. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thanks for being here for this love morning. I love you. Have a good day. Hello, El Azul. Bye, everyone.